New at 6, all 3 of Tallahassee Police's deputy chiefs are resigning and taking up the city's buyout offer. WCTV obtained documents today that show Maurice Holmes, Tanya Bryant-Smith, and Jason Larson are all leaving the department. All 3 pictured here in 2020 after being promoted by TPD Chief Lawrence Revel. Altogether, they make up nearly 70 years of experience, I should say, with the city of Tallahassee. Last month, city commissioners voted to offer voluntary separation to every employee hired before this year. Employees were offered $20,000 or 12 weeks of pay and would keep health insurance through the end of the year. Officials said the city was required to find 10% savings before adopting their budget for the next year. The city said it expected about 100 to 175 employees to take their offer. In the records we reviewed today, about 170 city employees took the buyout, with roles ranging from public safety to parks and rec, administrative roles, and public infrastructure.